From Dimmick Park in Hellertown, Pennsylvania, RCN Television presents the Blue Mountain League Game of the Week. Tonight's matchup features the Braves of Berlinsville. They come in with an 0-14 record as they'll take on the Royals of Hellertown. The home team is 10-5 on the season. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Laubach. Sitting to my right is Chris Michael, and to his right, of course, is Dick Tracy as we welcome you to tonight's matchup. And it should be a very interesting matchup only because Berlinsville dying, Chris, to get that first win of the season at 0-14. They played a good game last night. They lost 7-5 to Easton. But Jeff Urshan brought this team back to the Lehigh Township area. It's where he played baseball. It's where he wants to finish out his career, but he wants that elusive first win.
And they've been getting closer. The last few games, they've been a lot closer and getting more hits. That was the problem for them the first 10 games or so of the season. They weren't getting the hits. Then they started getting the hits, and then the pitching, and they had some games in which they had a lot of errors, and just some little things have really bothered them. They're a very young team, and when you have a young team, sometimes those little things can add up to losses in this case.
Yeah, and of course there are the three ingredients. You have to have good pitching, good hitting, and good defense. And at some point every time this season they've had a little bit of both, but they've never quite had all three. Last night a couple of errors probably cost them the ball game. They got a good pitching effort last night. They just didn't win. Yeah,
in fact, we mentioned they've been getting warmer and getting closer to that first win. The last time they played them, it was the hitting that was the problem. They just couldn't get a hit off of Rocky Gencarelli, who had pitched then. They were down 3-0. It was a close ball game, and then they gave up two big home runs later in the ball game, and that was the difference. As you said, the hitting is starting to come around. Now they have to worry about the defense and the pitching.
Yeah, they lost that ball game by a 7-1 score, the only time these two teams have met this year. Dick, Hellertown, a perennial playoff team without question. They usually are there. They've been in 11 Blue Mountain League finals. So it's the norm for them to get there. But right now, they're not in a playoff position. They're a half a game out of what really is a tie for second place, but it really has three other teams ahead of them, and only the top four go. So every game seems to be a must-win for them. They've yet to put together a real good winning streak, and yet they're playing good baseball. And it looks like with them where they are, Martins Creek where they are, they're both looming to get up into one of those top four spots. So things are almost normal, not quite normal.
Yeah, a third-place finish last year, won the semis, went right to the finals, and always, never standing pat, pick up five guys. And all five guys are really helping out.
Well, one guy they lost was Mark Angelo. He was absolutely tearing this league up. He was batting .577, and wouldn't you know it, Dick, he went and got drafted by the National League.
Yeah, something like that should hold him.
Yeah,
there's no reason for that. He's not doing anything in the afternoon.
Yeah, Major League Baseball goes and drafts him. He's a very interesting story. We'll develop it as this ball game progresses. But it's a beautiful night. The sun is shining here at Dimmick Park. So what better place to be than Blue Mountain League Baseball? When we come back, we'll have the first pitch. It's the Braves against the Royals. As Hellertown has indeed taken the field. Gary Laubach along with Dick Tracy. Chris will be back with us for innings 4, 5, and 6. Hellertown having to do some shifting around with their starting lineup as Chris Grinovinsky, who normally is their shortstop, did not make it here. He may be stuck in traffic. It was just not a good night to try to get yourself into Hellertown. Just about everybody arriving a little bit late. But let's take a look, first of all, at the batting order and the starting lineup for the Braves of Berlinsville. And as we look at this starting lineup, they'll lead it off with number 9, Cajun Balco, and he'll play right field. Batting second, number 27, Cody Ruff. He is the second baseman. Batting third, number 18, Charlie Kuchera. He'll play third base. Batting cleanup, Eric Kresge, the center fielder. He'll wear number 3. The DH is Chad Solomon. He'll bat fifth and wear number 20. Batting sixth is the left fielder, Greg Chrisman, number 23. Batting seventh, Andrew Hulva. He wears number 21 and will be behind home plate. Batting eighth is number 4, Phil Lickman. He is the first baseman. And batting ninth is number 2, Matt Pritchard. He is the shortstop. Defensively, after some shifting around, this is what the Royals look like. At first base, Mark Nicholas. At second base is Mike Dickey. At shortstop is Jake Griesemer. At third base, Chris Sewell. Across the outfield, Logan Winchester in left, Ian Burley in center, and in right field, Kevin Thompson. Alex Johnson behind home plate, and out on the mound, one of the stalwarts of the Blue Mountain League. They don't get much better than Ryan Amy. He's gone 18 innings this year. He's given up 9 runs, but just 4 of those runs have been earned runs. 22 base hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 12. 3-0 on the season. He has a 1.56 ERA. And Dick Tracy, in his last 37 decisions, he's 32-5.
That's not bad, huh?
That is
That's
not bad.
at all. When you look at that ERA, 1.5. Wow.
Ryan Amy, one of the best. I guess another kind of interesting sidelight, maybe we can get a shot of them playing catch out in center field and left field. You have Ian Burley playing catch with Logan Winchester. Now you might say, well, that doesn't mean a great deal. There are a couple of teammates. There you get a look at Logan Winchester, and he'll throw the ball to Ian Burley. And why is that so unusual? Well, Ian Burley went to Lafayette, and Logan Winchester plays for Lehigh. So that's probably about the only time, Dick, they talk to each other and throw the ball to one another.
Well, no, throwing at each other.
Yeah, hoping the other guy doesn't catch it.
Amy 8-2 last year, Gary, and amazing 61 Ks and 61 innings pitched.
Yeah, he has put up just great numbers in his career in the Blue Mountain League. All right, here we go. Number 1 in the batting order is number 9. Cajun Balco, the right fielder, steps in. These are 11-game stats, as the stats not updated to the 14 games that have been played by the Braves. So we apologize if we take away a double or a triple or so from one of these guys, but those are the numbers that we got. That's going to be inside. 167 for Balco. He's got 4 base hits on the year, one of them an extra base hit, a double. He has 1 run scored, a couple of RBIs, and a couple of stolen bases. This team just isn't hitting the ball very well. As a team, they're batting 187. 1-1 count. And out of that 187, they only have 9 extra base hits on the year.
They've really been lacking at the plate, Gary, all year. Solomon, the 5-hitter, has 4 hits in his last 2 games.
There's a ground ball, so the first opportunity for Griesemer, and he'll make the play as he fires over to Nicholas for the first out. Griesemer not scheduled to start at shortstop, but he makes the play, and Balco is gone. Cody Ruff will be the next batter to step in there, as number 27 will bat from the right side of the batter's box. The left-hander comes in. We have no numbers on Cody at all, so I can only assume he did not come to the plate in the first 11 games. He's playing second base. This is an unbelievably young team. You know, you look at their record, and I'm sure they're going to win a game before this season comes to a close. But, Dick, they come in with 13 rookies to this league, 3 Legion players on their roster. So they don't have a lot of veterans. And in this league, you got to kind of learn how to play baseball all over again, because these veterans really know how to play.
You're talking about first-year entry, Gary, and, you know, you would expect youth to be the big number.
Jeff likes the nucleus of this baseball team, and he thinks that they'll be able to carry them for a few years and start getting better each year, as that innocent ground ball is taken care of by Mike Dickey. So Ryan Amy looking early like Ryan Amy, a couple of harmless ground balls.
2 tailor-mades, the first 2 outs.
Here's Charlie Kuchera, the third baseman, 219 on the season with 7 base hits, a double, 4 runs scored, an RBI on the year. Just to continue to develop that story, Jeff, of course, started his career playing Legion ball at Lehigh Township. Now he hits right in the arm. Kuchera will be a 2-out base runner hit by a pitch. So he becomes the first base runner, and that'll bring up cleanup hitter Eric Kresge, batting .280, leads the team in batting with 7 base hits. He has a triple on the year, 4 runs scored, and a couple of RBIs. Eric Kresge steps in. Jeff Urshan, the ball field right by his house, so that's nice and convenient. Jeff approaching, I guess he's 39 or 40 years old, so he wants to coach at least 2 or 3 more years, get this team right where he'd like them to be, and find somebody to take over this ball club. This ball is punched out towards second base. Easy play for Dickey, and that's going to take care of business. So not a lot of pitches in that first inning by Ryan Amy. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. Very quickly, we put a half inning into the book, and it's nothing for the Braves, and Hellertown will be coming to the plates.
It looked just like Ryan Amy out there, Gary. You know, scarcity of pitches, puts one on and almost takes them off by himself.
All right, let's go to the Royals. Starting batting order, they'll lead it off with Logan Winchester. He's the 4th best hitter in the Blue Mountain League, carrying a .404 batting average. Ian Burley, Logan Winchester in left field. Ian Burley, the center fielder, Wears number 5. He'll bat second. Batting third, Mark Nicholas, the first baseman. He wears number 7. Batting fourth, Kevin Thompson in right field. He wears number 41. Batting fifth, number 21, Chris Sewell, the third baseman. Chris, of course, comes over here after playing with Bethlehem last year. He was the manager of that team. Batting sixth, number 8, Jake Griesemer, the shortstop. Batting seventh is Greg Angelo. He is the designated hitter. Batting eighth, number 4, Mike Dickey. He is the second baseman. And batting ninth, number 25, Alex Johnson. He is the catcher. Defensively, this is what the Braves look like. At first base is Phil Lickman. At second base, Cody Ruff. The shortstop is Matt Pritchard. At third base, Charlie Kuchera. Greg Chrisman in left. Eric Kresge is in center. And Cajun Balco is in right field. Andrew Hulva behind home plate. Out on the mound is a big right-hander, Jonathan Durkitz. 20 innings pitched. He's given up 15 runs, 12 earned, 25 hits. He has walked 9. He has struck out 20. He's 0-3 on the season, carrying a 4.2 ERA. He has 3, last year he pitched 3 complete games with 60 strikeouts for Northampton. Actually led the Blue Mountain League last season in innings pitched with 62 1/3 of them. So he's got a rubber arm. Best pitch is a slider. He'll throw the fastball, the slider, and the changeup.
Durkit's a real workhorse for Northampton. Gary said 3 complete games, 60 innings plus. And, of course, you need that defense behind. Now, this is where you would look a youthful team to excel, Gary. You know, on D with their speed, perhaps running things down in the gap or in the outfield or something like that. But so far, they haven't put it together.
He struck out 60 batters last year, so he can throw the Ks. 5 guys came over from that Northampton team to join this ball club this year. Here's Logan Winchester, one of the best hitters in this league. Comes in batting .404. Logan with 18 hits. He's got 4 doubles, a home run, 13 runs scored, 4 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases. He looks at ball 1. And that's a strike. Good fastball. 1-1 from Durkitz.
Winchester, I believe, was not taken from, but came over from the Bethlehem Cardinals as well, right? With their 5.
Winchester, number 4 in the league in hitting. The number 1 hitter in the league at the moment is that Mark Angelo guy. He was batting .577. He was 15 for 26, 4 home runs. Dickey had a slugging percentage of 1.077. And just to hear his story, he went to Bucknell University. He was cut as a freshman. Started the next 3 years for Bucknell. Ended up kind of leading the team in hitting as a senior. Realized he had a season left because he didn't play as a freshman. Went to East Stroudsburg to get his master's degree. Dick set the home run record at East Stroudsburg while he was there. Had a great season. And then comes here and finds himself drafted. Right now, he's in Arizona as he's in the Seattle Mariners organization.
Great story.
The 3-2 pitch. Beat onto the ground, down to second baseman Cody Ruff. Wow, he floats one over there to first base, but he makes the out. Not a lot of zip on the throw, but one out nonetheless. So that will bring up Ian Burley, the Lafayette grad. Comes in batting .366. As Burley's numbers, he has 15 hits, 5 doubles, a home run. He has scored 10 runs on the season and has 3 RBIs with 3 stolen bases. Burley has always been a good hitter. He was a good hitter in college. He's been a good hitter here. He looks at strike 1. Behind, we'll give you the umps in 1 second. Right after this pitch, we'll introduce him to you.
Ball.
That's going to be ball, a little bit outside, maybe low. Here are the guys that are wearing the blue tonight. Behind home plate is Roger Van Howell, spelled H-O-U-W-E. There you get a look at Roger. And out on the base pass is Rod Wood. Another one hit down to second base. Another easy flip over by Cody Ruff. We're out number 2. Dick and both second basemen have been busy.
They have. Ball's going to the right side. Burley always gets a piece of the ball, got it that time. And again, the easy grounder. Still haven't seen that confident throw from second yet, Gary. Maybe they haven't gone to the hole yet.
How Hellertown's kind of an oddity this year. They really are not hitting the ball all that well, even though they're carrying a 287 average. But not a lot of guys hitting for much average. Mark Nicholas steps in, batting 158 on the season. Nicholas with 6 hits, a couple of doubles. He does have a home run. He's got 8 runs scored and 8 RBIs. And he's behind in the count, 0-2.
Great inside pitch by Durkis, first pitch.
In fact, I've just been handed some updated numbers. Nicholas hitting 162, and Dick, when you're hitting 148, you want those 4 extra points. So he's at 162 right now. Fouls this one back, stays 0-2.
Must be doing something right, guy, with that 3 spot in the order.
Yeah, to understand Berlinsville's problems, all you have to do is look at some numbers. They score, Dick, 1.6 runs a game, but they give up 7. So that's not good. That one's upstairs, 1-2. Kind of wasted out of the strike zone.
1-2.
This is not a typical Blue Mountain League night for us. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's no humidity. The sun is as bright as can be. Puffy clouds. And a very comfortable temperature. Ooh, that's close. That's going to be just a little low, maybe inside 2-2. Take another look at it, Richard.
We'll see this one. Inside it is.
It was. Good location, though. Changed up. Had Nicholas moving, but he did not go around. And the count now goes full. The second full count in the inning, run by Durkins.
3-2 full count to Winchester leading off.
Durkins, a product of Bethlehem Catholic and Bloomsburg University. So ahead 0-2 to Nicholas, and then he walks him. So both teams now have put a base runner on with 2 outs. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Kevin Thompson. Thompson, the right fielder, comes in batting .333 with 12 hits, 4 doubles, a home run. 12 runs scored and 5 RBIs. Nicholas does not have a stolen base, so I would not expect him to get too antsy. That's low and outside, ball 1.
Boy, Durkin's a big man, Gary. He's tall.
Hellertown certainly one of the staples in this league. 32nd season. They've had just 4 losing seasons.
Strike!
That's a strike. 1-1.
Certainly Bob Surface, a statesman in this league.
Yeah,
a
without
staple.
question. Former teammate, played together in college, both basketball and baseball. Bob was a senior when I was a freshman. So, Dick, he's really old.
Thanks.
That's true. Young compared to you, real old compared to Chris Michael, and a peer compared to me. 1-2 now.
1 ball.
To Kevin Thompson.
2 strikes. Play.
That ball hit up the middle, grabbed on one hop by Pritchard. He'll make the play over to Cody Ruff for the fielder's choice. And a strong inning for Durkins. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. The line score is the same for both. It's 0-0 at the end of 1. You're watching the Blue Mountain League Game of the Week, the only place you can see Blue Mountain League baseball on RCN television. Stay with us. Two, Amy with a good fastball. Once again, these stats for the Braves are 11-game stats. Blue Mountain League has a great website, but not everything is updated.
Yes, he did.
I think he went. That ball gets away from Johnson, but he'll make the play. Ooh, maybe he won't. Not quite sure what that was all about. There was a mental lapse. That's going to be a strikeout. And then an error on the catcher on just a bad throw.
Boy, you have that one in the book, ready to go. We'll see it here. got the swing.
Yeah, but what's with the throw? The throw turns out to be a lob.
Well, he's wanted to avoid hitting him. He did a good job.
So a strikeout, but a runner on base. Here's Greg Chrisman. Comes in batting 187 with 6 hits.
Oh, going on the first pitch.
And he got a great jump. And that is going to be a stolen base. Thinking about going to third. As far as I know, that is Sullivan's first stolen base of the year. So a runner in scoring position. Take another look.
1 ball.
Great jump.
And ball 1 to Chrisman. Looked like he was around the bunt. Now maybe he doesn't have to. What do you want to do here, Dick? You want to get him to third base?
Yeah, I want to go first blood.
Okay.
You know, I didn't see much on the throw. I didn't see much on the third strike. So maybe I'll rattle his catcher a little more.
Well, he doesn't have to. He's going to get hit. So 3 base runners by the Braves without benefit of a base hit. We've had 2 hit batsmen and a strikeout error. Right on his ankle. Ooh, you would think that would hurt, right on the ankle bone. A little conference on the mound. First and second for Andrew Holva. Comes in batting 143 with 3 hits, a double. He has 2 runs scored, and in the first 11 games does not have an RBI.
Certainly bunt staring Mr. Holva in the face.
We're down at the bottom of their order. Lichtman and Pritchard on deck. They're not carrying hefty batting averages either. So let's see if they want to play for a big inning or they want to play for a couple of runs here. They're going to bunt. And it's going to be a foul ball. The rotation play was on. Nicholas was charging. Again, Dick, they've got 4 players out of position, Hellertown.
Yeah, and last minute change, Gary.
Yeah.
I mean, you take infield, I guess, of that for those people.
1 strike.
Sewell in on the grass at third. Nicholas was charging on that last play. And around the bunt again. This one is going to go foul. So Holva does not get the bunt down. And Dick, those are the little things that you have to get done to break a losing streak.
Yeah, especially with youth, Gary, and of course, especially here with none out. You know, almost looks like you want to keep it, worried about keeping it fair inside, and you know, just get it down and get them over.
Holva played at Freedom High School and the community college. One would think Jeff now given the signals at third base, Jeff Urshan. He's 22 years he's been in the league. He and Zerfas, they are some of the old guys that have played and continued to be a part of the Blue Mountain League. So I would assume the bunt is off. Hellertown still up on the corners. This ball has popped up a little bit troublesome, but over there to get it will be Dickey. Not sure if they called the infield fly rule or not.
Second base umpire did, Gary, called infield fly.
So that's 1 down. And that will bring up Phil Lichtman. Comes in batting 0-9-1. Take a look at this good pitch by Amy, Dick, right on the outside part of the plate.
Boy, you have him down, batter in the hole, come with something like that. Off-speed breaking. Really didn't get much on the ball.
I'm going to change my mind. That ball was right down the middle of the plate. The batter stepped back, not the ball being out. Strike 1 to Lichtman. Second base, Solomon. First base, Chrisman. 3 base runners so far for the Braves. They've yet to get a base hit.
Yet to get a ball out of the infield.
Punch back to the pitcher. Could get 2. Turn. Second to Griesemer. Over to first base, Nicholas. That's the way to end a threat. That will go down 3 to, or make it 1-6-3 for the double play, and the inning ends with nothing, no runs, as have a player shaken up out at second base.
It was pretty active around the bag. There's a slide. Plenty of time to first. Check on the guy at second. Now up and there's on power.
It's Griesemer, the shortstop. Looked like he caught the head in the knee or the helmet. No runs on no hits. There was an error in the inning. 1 runner left on base at the end of 1.5. Still no score. With us tonight, one of our fine sponsors is Braun and Turco Insurance Incorporated. They provide the highest quality insurance products and customer service, and they've been doing it since 1947. They are proud supporters of the Blue Mountain League and Blue Mountain League Baseball. Bob Turco, Russ Braun, Braun and Turco Insurance. They're located at 1501 South 4th Street in Allentown. Their phone number is 610-797-5828. For auto insurance, home insurance, business, and life insurance, none better than Braun and Turco. We thank them so much for being part of our Blue Mountain League broadcast. Interesting inning, kind of strange. And certainly we hope Griesemer is all right. He got up very slowly.
He's jogging over there now in front of the dugout area. I'm sure he'll take it all quick because he's on deck.
Maybe we can get another look at how Griesemer was shaken up, Dick. I think he catches a helmet.
Well, the runner's going to catch him late in the slide. Might have got that ankle, Gary.
He kind of tackled him, Dick. Trying to break up that double play. It didn't work. Bottom of the second. It'll be Chris Sewell, Jake Griesemer, and Greg Angelo.
Griesemer's grabbed the bat and moving toward the on-deck circle.
And I guess he is going to hang in there. Chris Sewell steps in. He's always been one of the better hitters in this league, batting .282 with 11 hits, 2 doubles. He has 3 runs scored and 8 RBIs. Chris Sewell to lead it off. Good fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Durkis looks quick.
Yeah, it looked Sewell was waiting for that pitch, Gary. I think he had it measured. Boy, it all rests on Durkis. You know, he has to be at the front of this one.
Waved at that one. Another good pitch. That was the slider, and it's 0-2. 328 down the lines here at Dimmick Park. 346 the straightaway center field. 354 in the gaps. That's low. Ball 1, 1 and 2. So nice dimensions here at this ballpark. Good solid numbers. Maybe 346 a little short for a center field home run. But otherwise, you have to jack it to get it out of here. The 1-2 pitch.
Ball.
Ooh. We don't have a great angle. And that one looked like a strike from here.
2-2.
Let's see how umpire Roger Van Hal did. I think that looked even more like a strike there. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Fouled back, and it stays 2-2. So Chris may have gotten a little life here on a 1-2 pitch.
2-2.
Wait, Griesemer's still hobbling around in that on-deck circle, Gary.
That ball punched out in the center field. Could be troublesome for Kresge. He gets over and makes a nice play for out number 1. And that will bring up Griesemer. Comes in batting .209 with 9 base hits, a couple of doubles. 11 runs scored, 4 RBIs. He's a threat to steal bases under normal circumstances. I don't know whether he'd do that right now with that right leg of his, because he has 3 stolen bases on the year. Jake Griesemer, number 6 in the batting order.
Ball.
Low, ball 1.
Big open stance. See what he does when the pitch is on its way. See if he closes much.
Good fastball. Maybe the slider. He's got a lot of mustard on both. Mentioned the pitching performances last night in that Martins Creek game. Robbie Williams pitched a 3-hitter. Ryan Quinn, who lost the game, pitched a 4-hitter and struck out 9.
Ball.
And who better to get your 1 RBI than your manager? Eric Schmidt got the double that drove in the only run after a walk.
Boy, he does it all, huh?
And he runs the website. He does the whole website. 2-2 now to Griesemer.
2-2.
Chris Zaya pushing the buttons tonight. I think this is Chris's first directorial game of a baseball game. That ball in the dirt. And now this is going to be somewhat troublesome. But there's a good hard throw by Hulda. So that will go down as a K2-3. That one completed, unlike the Hellertown one. And that's our first strikeout by Hellertown.
Down, stays in front of the catcher. And now it's going to go down the line a little bit. So it's a nice strike inside. Good target.
Greg Angelo comes in batting .428. He's 3 for 7 on the year. He has a double, a couple of runs scored, and an RBI. He was not in the original lineup. Ball 1 to Angelo. Dick, I was always an awful hitter. That's why I became a pitcher, I think. So I never was too aware of shadows from the mound to home plate. How troublesome is it for a hitter to pick the ball up out of the sun coming into the shade?
Well, when he steps into him, Gary, just about it is now. And then he stretches out. You know, he always say, follow the elbow, move into the ball, pick it up when it comes off his elbow, and it's just not there because you have the change of light to dark. It's tough.
He's in the sun now, and he's pitching into the shade. 2-1. That ball hit down the shortstop. Tough play for Pritchard. Long throw. He makes it and gets him. Nice play by Matt Pritchard at shortstop. So 3 up and 3 down. We've gone 2 full innings. There is no score in this ball game. Nothing. Stay with us. This is the Blue Mountain League Game of the Week. We are back. We welcome you back. It's been dominated by the pitchers through the first couple of innings. We'll finally get through the Braves batting order. It'll be number 9, 1, and 2. Matt Pritchard steps in. Shortstop just made a real nice play to end the inning as he went deep and to his right, made the long throw. Comes in batting .143 with 5 base hits, all singles, 3 runs scored, and a couple of RBIs. Hits this one pop foul. Nobody can get to that. Strike 1.
You know, Gary, you mentioned last half inning about pitching out of the sunlight into the shadows. That's why that play by Kresge in center field was a pretty good play. It was half a basket catch because that sun is just, that's just blistering on that center fielder right now.
Yeah, the sun right now sitting behind the home plate. And it's got to be tough on the fielders, anything in the air. The 0-1 from Ryan Amy. There's a good slider. 1-1 or 0-2.
In the 2+ innings, Amy and Dirk, it's very similar.
We've had base runners, but nobody's gotten the base hit. And there are 3 pitches, and that's a strike on the slider. So the second strikeout by Amy, and we'll turn the batting order over right after this replay.
In command, on or off the corner in the weak swing.
Here's Cajun Balco, grounded to short in the first. He's 0 for 1. Fastball, strike 1.
That smoked a little bit.
Ball side, 1-1. Amy's kept them honest. He's hit a couple of batters.
Yeah, 2 and 2. That's surprising.
1-1.
That's inside, or did he go? No, he did not. It's a 2-1 count. And take another look.
2-1.
Intent. It's not there, they say.
Nick Bowen has done the most work for Hellertown as a pitcher. Bowen has gone 34 innings. He's 3 and 2 on the year. Foul back. And the count stays 2-2. Bowen with an ERA of 2.76. Rocky Jancarelli, another one of their stalwarts. 2-1 at the moment with a 2.47 ERA. He's got a sore elbow, he told me before the ball game. So he's trying to pitch through that. In the dirt, the count goes full, 3-2.
Bowen went 4-1 last year for the Creekers, I believe, in their championship year. 3rd consecutive.
There's some new kids on the block this year at the top of the standings. Ground ball down to shortstop. Gobbled up by Griesemer. Makes a good hard low throw for out number 2. So Balco has been retired twice by the shortstop. Here's Cody Ruff. Cody grounded to second in the first. He's 0 for 1. Cody played at Northampton High School. Falco played his ball at Northampton High School. Two down. And the pitch, strike one. Boy, all the years you watch Ryan Amy pitch, it's almost effortless, Dick, the way he uses his legs. Might be playable. Chris Sewell is going to make the long run. Now he's got to worry about the sun. And it kind of tailed back away from him. The count goes 0-2. Kind of overran it and then tried to work his way back. Again, that sun is tough. He's looking right up into the sun. Take another look at it. Kind of got disoriented here, Dick.
Yeah, you'll see him. He has a float back, but not nearly enough. Shortstop a lot closer than he was.
That's a pretty artsy picture with that leaf in there. Limb and leaf and a ball player, a little Picasso. In the dirt, good stop by Johnson, 1-2. Beaten to the ground, and nobody's covering first base, so there's a little miscommunication. And that's going to end up being the first hit of the ball game. And boy, you hope this isn't the only hit given up by anybody.
Just wide of the mound. Amy can't get to his first base, comes in to help, and nobody is over to second base. Second base does not come over on it.
I think if Mark Nicholas had to do it all over again, Dick, he goes to first and plays his position. Because it was caught by Amy. He just didn't have anywhere to go with it. Kind of stumbled a little bit. Here's Kuchera. He was hit by a pitch. Strike one. So we get our first hit of the ball game.
Well.
Yeah. Well. That ball punched out towards right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Kevin Thompson gobbles it up. Stopping at second base is Cody Ruff. So back-to-back base hits. Neither one of them hit very hard. And once again, the Braves have a runner in scoring position.
First ball hit beyond the infield against Amy. This one just loops over the second baseman's head. I thought for certain Ruff would be going to pitch before Gary. 2 out, top of the order, 3-man up there.
They did not send him, so they've got first and second for the cleanup hitter. Eric Ruff lined to second base to end the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Good hard cut. Strike one. That was fastball trying to meet a very fast bat. No contact. They will chase Cody Ruff back to first base.
Yeah, Berlinsville thinking they must score him on an outfield hit.
Check that back to second. There's a number down to shortstop. Not the easiest of plays, but made very nicely as Griesemer made it look rather simple. And that's the end of the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. The Braves have left 4 runners on base now, but they've yet to put any runs on the board. So we turn our attention to Schwindy's relacing, glove relacing. Tom Schwindy has been relacing gloves now for over 20 years, and he'd be happy to make yours the next glove. Some of his current customers include Ron Punkin Miller of the Blue Mountain Starters Orioles and Brian and Rayanne Ruff of Ruff Sports. They're just minutes away from the Lehigh Valley area. They are residents of Northampton, and boy, do they offer a good service in glove relacing. Give them a call at 610-261-3641 or just go on the internet. You can email them at tomschwindy@schwindysgloverelacing.com. And, of course, their address is in Northampton, 264 East 9th Street. And we thank them for being a part of our Blue Mountain League baseball coverage.
You mentioned, Gary, about Hellertown not hitting as it normally does, even though they have a good average. Of the 9 outs that for which Amy is responsible for, not a one has gone to the to the outfield yet.
No, it's been a well-pitched game, and certainly Durkitz, too, has pitched
yeah, same
very
thing
well.
there.
And he'll look at the last 2 batters in the Royal batting order, Dickey Johnson, and then they'll turn the batting order over to Winchester. So Mike Dickey steps in. Mike Dickey on the season, batting 137 with 4 hits. He's got a double, 3 runs scored, and a couple of RBIs. Mike Dickey, the second baseman, steps in. No score, bottom of the 3rd. Chris Michael's been practicing for 3 innings. He'll join us for 4, 5, and 6. Hit hard past the 3rd baseman. So a 1-pitch base hit, and the no-hitter that was being offered up by Durkitz is now gone, as Hellertown gets their first hit of the ball game.
Greg Crispin's going to come over fast in the left field. This is not exactly down the line, but it's pass. Crispin's going to come over and hold this to a single. Ball's dying as it hits that grass. Good play there.
Field's in great shape, as I think anything that has to do with grass this year is in great shape. With all the rain we've had. Here's Alex Johnson, the 9th batter in the order. What a pretty good batting average for a guy at that spot. 294 with 5 hits, all singles. 4 runs scored and 5 RBIs. Strike 1 to Alex Johnson.
Did not look to sacrifice on pitch number 1. Number 2.
Oh. That one fouled off, and he's behind 0-2. Dickey does not have a stolen base on the year. Dangerous hitters on deck, however, in Winchester and Burley. So certainly Alex Johnson, Dick at the very least, would like to hit behind the runner here and advance him to second base.
Absolutely. You want to get people in scoring position for that 3, 4, 5 spot.
The 0-2 pitch.
Strike!
And that's going to be a strikeout looking. And Alex Johnson goes down on strikes. The second strikeout of the ball game for Durkitz. Another look.
Yeah, and he knew it, Gary. He wanted to commit, and at the last second did not. Called on the corner.
Might have thought it was a wee bit outside, but called a strike 3 by Van Howe. Here is Logan Winchester, grounded to second in the 1st. He's 0 for 1.
Ball.
A little low, ball 1. Dick mentioned that Hellertown lost in the finals last year to Martins Creek. They've added Chris Soule from the Cardinals, Kevin Thompson from Vinecrest, Nick Bowen from Martins Creek. They had Greg and Mark Angelo, as we get a play that it will be hit by the first baseman. So here's another one of those situations coming around to score. And that will be the first run of the ball game down to 3rd and safe sliding in. So we'll take another look at this one as Dick, there's what they're talking about in terms of not putting together all 3 ingredients. Take a look at it.
There it is, down towards 3rd, dribbled. Tough play. Thrown away, might have had him there.
E6. Or E5, I'm sorry, E5. Well, it looked like Lickman may have been able to make a play on that. He just didn't catch it. And then coming all the way around to score is Mike Dickey with the first run of the game.
Winchester all the way around to 3rd base. Other dribbler.
That's going to take care of Ian Burley. And again, we're going to try to look at that play by Winchester, see if we want to give a base hit. All right, let's take a look at it, Dick, and see whether he might have beaten the throw. No. No. That's going to be an error all the way. Burley retired for the second out of the inning. So that brings up Mark Nicholas, who walked. He's got a runner in scoring position. Turns on that one, but a nice play defensively. Cajun Balco got a real good jump on that pitch and took care of Mark Nicholas, but not before the error and unearned run scored by Hellertown. They get one run. They do it on one base hit. There was an error in the inning, and it was a costly one, and they leave one runner on base. So at the end of 3, it's 1-0 Royals. When we come back, Chris Michael will be joining us.
Top half of the fourth inning as batters 5, 6, and 7 will step to the plate for the Braves. Chad Solomon to lead things off. He reached on an error back in the second inning on a strikeout, then stole second, but was stranded there. Berlinsville with a couple base runners on base. No runs to show for it as of yet, including 2 runners on last inning with 2 outs. But they trail 1-0. Ryan Amy on the mound. The wind in the first pitch is hit on the ground and under the glove of Nicholas and down the right field line. On his way to second is Solomon. He's going to hold that first with a big turn. Nice throw by Thompson out in right field. And Solomon is a leadoff base runner here in the top half of the fourth inning.
Amy, 2 losses, Chris, on Sunday and Monday. Solomon was 5 for 8 with 2 doubles. Here's past third base. He does take the turn, thinking about it, but you gotta tie first before you can get ahead.
Greg Chrisman now steps in the batter's box for the Braves. Hit by a pitch his first time up. He's around a bunt and bunts it down the third base side. Sully up with it over to first though, and the out is recorded there. No one at second base. So the sacrifice is successful. Watch Alex Johnson here. He, as most catchers will signal at first base. And that was the right call.
Yeah, you like that play right in front of him.
So the sacrifice is good. Solomon now at second with 1 out for Andrew Halva. Andrew popped out to the second baseman his first time up. And the first pitch, breaking ball over for strike 1. Ryan Amy on the mound has given up 2 hits, struck out 2, and has hit 2 batters.
Yeah, Amy lost his no-hitter last inning. A little cheap one near the mound, first base, a little tweener, and then a soft line drive into right.
Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes to Holva. Braves was mentioned earlier. Only 1 run the first time they played here. I talked to a couple of the players about hitting here at Dimmick Park, and they said you would think it is a nice place to hit because you have the short center field markings as Holva swings and misses. And he's the second out here in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah. You threw that game?
But you have the short center field, reasonable distances down the left field and right field line. And if you're not a home run hitter, you still have a lot of space in the gaps. In right center field, it's 374 to the wall and then 384 to left field.
3-pitch strikeout there to Holva. Chris, after you've just given up an out, you know, on sacrifice play.
Nickman steps in, grounded into a double play his first time up. That ended the second inning, after the Braves had gotten 2 runners on base. Lickman playing first base today. Normally he's a right fielder. We saw that ball go wide in the last half inning. Comes back as that ball is dribbled foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lickman. The flip side, of course, as far as this being a hitter's park, when you're playing Blue Mountain League, Hellertown always has great pitchers.
Yeah.
So, although it might look like a pretty good hitter's park, hitters frequently will not have success here. That pitch misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lickman. Berlin's batting average as a team 188, as Gary mentioned earlier, but as the players will tell you, that's up dramatically. They were not hitting at all the first 10 games.
That average will be tested against a guy like Amy. What experience.
Amy set.
Check of the runner and the 3-1 pitch.
Strike.
Over for strike 2. Lickman walks away a little bit, not happy. Runner at second base, 1 out. 2 outs, excuse me. Braves trailing 1-0.
Measure the metal of a pitcher on a pitch like that, Chris. You don't want to lay it in a good strike and 3-1 against you.
The 3-2 pitch. Swing, a foul out of play, third base side, off into the trees. And for the most part, the Berlinsville players still very positive. 0-14, approaching the halfway point in the season. They're still looking to try to get some wins before the 2009 season is over. Amy right now in the shadows, and the 3-2 pitch, another popped up, foul ground, and no chance for Alex Johnson.
Well, with Jeff Urshan at the mound, Chris, number one, they got all that experience. And Urshan, you know, a lot of these guys Northampton area, and he's a Northampton guy. So he gives them more than knowledge. You know, he gives them, I've done it and you've seen it.
Lickman shaking off his catcher.
Time.
Now he's ready. And now Lickman steps out.
Cat and mouse game.
And he shakes him off a couple more times. 3-2 pitch.
Ball.
Went with a changeup and missed. First walk issued by Amy. And we were told Amy only throws 3 pitches, so if he shakes him off 3 times, then he's just trying to fool the bat.
9 men on deck, and strikeout victim last time, so just maybe that was why it was so careful with Lickman.
And just the 3rd walk issued by Amy on the season. Matt Pritchard steps to the plate as Amy preparing to throw his 50th pitch of the ball game. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. And first pitch is over for strike 1. Braves again with 2 runners on base. 3rd straight inning they've done that. Nothing to show for it as of yet. The stretch in the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Might have been the sliders. He swung over it. Now he's in the hole, 0-2.
Yeah, his pitch nice and low. Sun's still a problem, defenders.
Richard was one of the 3 strikeout victims so far. He offered at that pitch, and he has rung up 4th strikeout by Ryan Amy. 3rd consecutive inning that Berlinsville had 2 men on base, but they failed to score. No runs, 1 hit in the inning. No errors and 2 left on base.
Pitchers count 0-2. Second time in a row, he got sort of weak swing, half swing.
Through 3.5. It's a 1-0 Royals lead. And time for the starters trivia question. Starters with 3 great locations, Route 378, West 2nd Street in Bethlehem, and also at the Bethlehem Golf Club. Tonight's question: name the 2 players that founded the Hellertown Royals back in 1977. Actually, I know this one.
Let's
So it shouldn't take too many people very long to figure that one out.
Both Hall of Fame members, adds to their knowledge.
I'll give you the answer to that in a few moments. One of them, of course, is in the house today. A very prominent role for the Royals. Hint, hint. Head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Batters 4, 5, and 6. Kevin Thompson, Chris Sully, and Jake Griesemer. Stepping to the plate, the Royals with a 1-0 lead. Right now in 4th place. And you always worry when you have the Creekers and the Orioles not in the top 4, because you know at least one, if not both of those teams, are going to make a push. So the Royals right now in the 4th position, but just 1 whole game out of 1st. Another very competitive Blue Mountain League season. Even Northampton's hanging around, just 2 games below 500, and they have some good pitchers this year. And as the rainouts continue to mount, games get backed up, you want to have some deep pitching staffs.
Yeah, you need those people going to give you the innings as that weather mounts against you.
RCN, the exclusive sponsor and provider of Blue Mountain League Baseball this year. We have luxury box seats right there to show for it. And with our clout, we got primo seats right behind the fence in center field. Your grandson was out there too. You found Chris? I know
all
he's
over,
active
isn't he?
today.
Where is he?
Coach Tracy's doing some babysitting today. Although when you babysit, Chris usually gets lost for a couple hours, and then you have managed to find him. Thompson steps in, reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. And he takes the first pitch over for strike one.
Well, he's no dummy. Last time I saw him, he was collecting, passing a hat. That'd be embarrassing if he goes back empty, you know it.
Yeah, but they weren't even watching the game. He was over there at the Little League. Line by Durkitz. And the one pitch misses low and away. Durkitz has allowed just one hit but one run, thanks to a 3-base error that allowed Alex Johnson, who was on first, to come all the way around and score. Durkitz, a pair of strikeouts and a walk so far. Oh, excuse me, that was Mike Dickey. Now, Gary has one of those neat whiteout pen markers. He can just white out. I have lines drawn over the place. So I have Dickey batting in the 7th position, but a line down to the 8th spot. So whoever has a better line score at the end of the game can take that spot. Foul ball out of play behind the row of lawn chairs down the right field side. Not much of a breeze to speak of
No.
here in Hellertown.
Really calm down. Johnson represents one of the 2 strikeouts.
Wind up in the 1-2 again. Mile high fly ball right field. Balco moving back, still moving back over his head. Dropping right in front of the fence. Rounding second on his way to third with a stand-up triple will be Kevin Thompson to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Time.
Thompson sent that ball a long way. In between the 328 mark and the 374 signs out in right field.
Kept rising, Chris. Crispin thinks he has a beat on this thing. I tell you, just the pitch before I looked at left field, they were about as deep as can be, and he goes the opposite way. I think the tree got in the way.
Balco was trying to make that Willie Mays style catch. Chris Sewell steps to the plate. Runner at third base and nobody out as the Royals look to tack on another run, already leading 1-0. Chris flied out to center field his first time up. Stretch in the 1-0. Breaking ball misses low.
Midpoint of the game, Chris, and you think they'd have the infield up.
Corner infielders even with the bag. Second baseman and shortstop up a little bit, but still beyond the bases. Nice grab there by Kuchara. Throw across is in time as he also checks the runner. And with nobody out, Thompson, a good decision to stay there.
Well, at least for the first out, works to their advantage. Right off the edge of the grass. Good job checking the runner back. And easy out.
I'll bring up Jake Griesemer. Struck out back in the 2nd inning. In the middle of the 4th inning, so that's kind of in between time. Still have 3 more innings of at-bats for the Braves. So they do not play the infield in, and they keep the runner at third. You see the infield still at the same spots. Kuchera, the third baseman, even with the bag. The 1-0 pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes.
And when you're scoring at a 1-point-something rate, Chris, might want to call timeout and think of bringing that infield in.
Well, Cole Hamels almost echoed the great quote made by Nolan Ryan about 30 years ago. Go out and try to throw a no-hit, no-run game when your team is struggling offensively. That way you get at least a tie. Dirk gets set. 2-0 pitch is right there for strike 1. 3-0, excuse me, is right there for strike 1.
Well, they say you get one pitch to hit when in each at bat. That might have been one.
Durkitz has only walked 1 batter today. 3-1 pitch, swung on and hit up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Coming in to score is Kevin Thompson. On at first base with an RBI single is Jake Griesemer. And the Royals now lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Pretty good. This is a good pitch. At the same time, real good hit. Hit it right up the middle. Coming down. Up in the zone. He just nailed it straight ahead. And an easy run.
Jake did a good job of staying in there against that slider. Notice especially the first time through the lineup. The batters, even when they got wood on the baseball, were stepping out a little bit on the slider. Runner takes off. Angelo, the batter, and he takes a pitch that misses for a ball, an uncontested stolen base. By Griesemer, he's now on at second with 1 out. Angelo grounded out to shortstop in his first plate appearance as you look at Griesemer at second.
Griesemer got a little banged up earlier in that double play ball. We certainly didn't show it there.
Stretched by Dirk, gets the 1-0 pitch. Served foul down the third base side over the Braves bullpen. Lots of foul area down the left field and right field side. It's always interesting here on pass balls or balls that get behind the catcher because they have the hard surface directly behind the catcher. And then to the left and the right, they have that wire meshing. So if the ball hits the board, it'll come right back to you. If it hits the mesh, it'll just roll dead right away. Stretch in the 1-1. Swung on and hit to left field. Moving over is Chrisman. He makes the catch. Tagging but staying at second base is Griesemer. And now there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
I just said to myself, Chris, the left fielder was deep and somebody had loose hands at the plate. I bet he's a spray hitter. Boy, he puts one out to left. Pretty nice shot. That runner's on Griesemer's on third. That's a run.
Mike Dickey now steps to the plate. Single to left. His first time up, came around to score on an error. First run scored by Hellertown.
Play. Ball.
Dirk gets allowed a leadoff triple to Kevin Thompson. Came in to score. The other run was unearned. 1 ball and no strikes to Dickey.
One ball. Play.
Dirk comes set. Check the runner. Second baseman actually was pretty close to the second base bag.
You bet he is. Look at that hole between first and second. And he's not getting back all the way either, Chris, as the delivery occurs.
He was cheating over there to keep the base runner honest. Just slammed on the brakes as the pitch was being thrown.
Time.
And now Dickey gets tired of waiting. The pitcher wants to hold the ball to get the base runner tired of waiting, and then the batter calls time. Pitch lined into center field. It's falling fast, in for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring is Griesemer. On at first with an RBI single is Mike Dickey. And Hellertown leads 3-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Time.
2 singles to center, producing 2 runs. 2 runs batted in. Again, up in the zone. Drops it in center. We're not going to get Griesemer.
And now Alex Johnson steps to the plate, called out on strikes, his first time up. Johnson had to get all the catcher's gear off. Now he's ready. And on the mound, they're talking things over. Pitching coach for the Braves.
Jeff, that's your first of the game.
That's Jeff Urshan, actually the manager of the Braves.
You know how much you know that Durkins is good for innings, Gary, but you don't know if this team plays catch-up.
Jeff had some positive things to say about Jonathan out in the mound. Good lively arm, smart pitcher, and he also learns fast. That's something that younger players in the Blue Mountain League have to adjust to, and that experience factor that you guys talked about earlier. Learning how to face batters. This ball is hit well, foul down the left field side.
It's close.
It's definitely close. Actually rolls all the way up the hill on the outside part of the fence. And so Chrisman will have to chase that ball down. How about that? That's a talent in itself. And did he drop that like that, or did he throw it and it just happened to stay like that?
No, I think he threw it when it got fouled. He just plugged it in.
He got some help from the catcher. Andrew Hovo. We're told propped it up for him. 0-1 pitch after a very long, loud strike one. That one is fouled back down the right field side. And now 0-2 to Johnson. Dickey with no stolen base. The runner at first with 2 outs.
2 strikes.
Hellertown with 2 runs in this inning.
Play.
0-2 pitch, swung on and fouled. First base side, and that will also get out of play. 0-2. Count remains to Johnson. Other games in the Blue Mountain League tonight, the Giants taking on the Clippers. That's over at DeSales. The Hawks taking on the Falcons at Easton. Reds and Orioles playing up in Egypt. And Dodgers and Creekers playing at Pacioli Field.
Ball.
Breaking ball just missed off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Johnson.
He did a very long inning for Durkitz.
Durkitz allowed just 4 hits so far. A stretch in the 1-2. Chopper. Backhanded there by the shortstop Pritchard. Long throw across is not in time. An infield hit for Alex Johnson. Kuchera tried to cut that ball off. The third baseman couldn't get there. And so Pritchard had to backhand wheel and throw. And they'll now have a courtesy runner for Johnson at first base.
This is close. Goes to one knee. I believe the foot's down.
Play.
Top of the order, Logan Winchester steps in. Mike DeLong is the courtesy runner at first base.
Strike.
Boy, Durkitz wanted that out there, Chris. Top of the order now. Good speed.
One more look at it. Very close. Winchester, ground ball up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Rounding third is Dickey.
Oh, look at this.
And throw to
don't
second,
touch
not
him.
in time to get DeLong at second. The run crosses the plate as the signal's being made at second base. So an RBI hit for Winchester, and the Royals now lead 4-0. That was a heads-up play by Kresge out in center field because the run would not have counted if the base runner's out here at second.
3 RBIs in this inning, all on singles to center. Throws behind the runner. Just gets back.
Ian Burley steps in. Hellertown with 3 runs in this inning and a mile-high pop-up right side. Ruff moving over. First baseman now calling for it, and Lichtman squeezes it for the final out of the inning. However, lots of damage done by the Royals as they score 3 times on 5 hits. No errors in the inning, and after 4 full innings of play, Hellertown now leads Berlinsville 4-0. Ball game averaging just over a run and a half per ball game. They did put 5 on the board last night when they took on the Falcons, but right now they trail by 4, and Ryan Amy on the mound. He's given up a few base hits tonight. He has not been untouchable. The Braves, as has been the case often this year, unable to get some key hits.
And facing the top of the order, represented with 2 of those 3 hits and 1 hit by pitch.
Agent Balco leads things off. A couple ground downs to shortstop, and the first pitch
Ball.
misses low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Balco. Braves have left 6 on through the first 4 innings.
Strike.
Pitch over for strike 1. Typical good balance by Amy on the mound so far tonight. Started off with a breaking ball. Back with a fastball. That one fastball low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Amy has not given up the ball to the outfield yet, Chris, if my scoring is correct.
A couple hardest hit balls have been groundouts. 2-1 pitch. Popped up, foul ground. Sully coming over, a hard run, and he makes the catch.
Catch.
Didn't have to contend with the sun that time. And he makes the first out here in the top of the 5th.
That's his first one since the collision, isn't it?
Pitchers always appreciate that hustle.
Pretty good hustle here. Looking to overrun, but just leans back over the shoulder.
Got it this time. So he overran a foul ball earlier, and he had to contend with the sun that was coming right through the trees. Right now, the entire field is in shade. Cody Ruff steps to the plate. He singled his last time up, an infield hit on the first base side. You guys were talking about the sun earlier. Hitters hate not only when the pitcher's in sun and then the batter's in the shade, but also here you have trees and the wind's kicking up so that the sunspots kind of move around, make it even tougher for a hitter. Amy again shaking off his catcher a few times. Now he's going to step off. You don't see that too often at the high school level because the manager makes the calls, but always enjoy it.
Dead ball.
You leave it up to the pitchers and catchers to figure it out.
And in many of these cases in the Blue Mountain, Gary, the manager is going to be younger than the pitcher anyhow. That's tough, Chris. You know, going out there and telling an old timer what to do, what to throw.
He's still shaking him off. Now he's ready. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball and waited on nicely by Ruff, but he hits it right to the shortstop. And Griesemer makes the play. Jake's had a nice ball game defensively and with the bat.
Very active.
And now there's 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Grab me that game ball.
Riley Kuchera will be the batter. He singled to right.
Thanks.
A flare hit out to right field back in the 3rd inning. Also was hit by a pitch ball.
Perfect on the night or evening, 1 for 1.
Wind up by Amy. And the first pitch swung on and hit foul down the 3rd base side. No balls and 1 strike to Kuchera. And when you're 0-14, you try to look as hard as you can for positives.
Well, that's why you worry about the comeback, Chris. You know, you said they average, what, 1.5 runs a game.
And in fairness to Berlinsville, their games, at least according to the score, has been a lot closer lately. They had a 1-run loss last week, a 2-run loss last night. And that ball very close to hitting Kuchera.
Kuchera turned around and thought he was going to be awarded first base.
It sounded like it hit him, but I think it hit the mitt of Johnson.
Thanks.
Chase down that ball. We'll get another look at it.
2 balls, 1 strike. Play.
You have those loose shirts on, eh?
And the pads. Elbow pads.
Last game ball.
Swung on by Kuchera, dribbled foul down the 3rd base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Eric Kresge waiting on deck.
2-2. Play.
Hoping his Braves can get a 2-out rally started.
Ball.
Breaking ball just missed. That might have fooled everyone.
Yep. Balls, 3-2.
Late break. Look to be outside. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and hit to right center field. Burley and Thompson going over. They won't get it. Thompson takes it on a hop. Rounding first on his way to second. And tagged out at second is Carly Kuchera. You want to get something started, but being the last out of the inning is not the way to go. A single and then a throw out at second base ends the inning for the Braves.
See it here. Picked it up in the hole. Tagged the throw a little wide, but Griesmer does a good job coming over after he gets the ball. 9-6.
So for the Braves in the top of the fifth, no runs, 1 hit, and none left on base. We'd like to thank Braun and Turco Insurance, one of the sponsors for Blue Mountain League Baseball, providing the highest quality insurance for products and customer service since 1947. Proudly supporting Blue Mountain League Baseball. They're located at 1501 South 4th Street in Allentown. Give them a call at 610-797-5828. Your number again, 610-797-5828. Time to answer the starters trivia question. Name the 2 players that founded the Hellertown Royals back in 1977. Gary Laubach is not one of the answers, but we can tell you that the correct answers are the manager, Bob Zerfoss, along with George Cobb. And as Coach mentioned, both members of the Blue Mountain League Hall of Fame. And there's a look at Bob Zerfoss. And George Cobb is out sitting on a lawn chair. Actually standing right now down the right field line wearing a blue shirt and white shorts, checking out his team.
Okay.
Right in that area. A couple changes now for Berlinsville. Sean Beers will now take over at shortstop. And that will be it for now. Beers, the new shortstop for the Braves. Mark Nicholas, the batter for the Royals. He steps in, bottom half of the 5th inning. And Hellertown leading 4-0. Breaking ball, misses for ball 1 to Nicholas. Our flight out to right field his last time up.
There's Sean Beers, and he'll be at the shortstop for the Braves.
Durkett's next pitch misses low. 2 balls and no strikes.
And this is Rich Kresge presently batting. Liner to second, and the grounder is short.
That pitch misses. 3 balls and no strikes. Nicholas might take a pitch here. 3-0 pitch. He is taking, and it misses low for ball 4. Just a second walk issued by Durkitz.
And I'm way off base myself. That's the second walk that Durkitz had, along with the line, that Nicholas has gotten his second walk and also a line drive to right.
The 3rd consecutive inning, Hellertown has gotten a leadoff base runner aboard, and they have scored in both of the prior 2 innings. Kevin Thompson steps in. He led off the 4th with a triple and came in to score on a hit by Greg Angelo. Nicholas staying put on the first pitch that misses for a ball.
Boy, look at that right fielder position him now, Chris. And that's the opposite field.
Nicholas with 1 stolen base on the season. Infield, of course, playing for 2, and the pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes to Thompson.
2 balls.
Durkett's an experienced complete game pitcher. Chris, 3 last year with Northampton.
Doing a good job of getting in front of the hitters early. Last couple batters, he's fallen behind. Here's a swing and a foul back to that screen. And the count now 2-1 to Thompson. Thompson's triple went just over the outstretched glove of Cajun Balco in right field.
Two balls, 1 strike. Play.
Check of Nicholas and the lead. And now the 2-1 pitch misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike.
You walked the leadoff man in this inning, and now you're way behind on the guy who tripled. Dangerous territory.
79 pitches thrown so far by Durkitz. And he gets that one over for strike 2. No bullpen
Ball.
action for either
3,
team so far tonight.
2.
4-1 lead. Stay out of the double play. Be indication that the runner will be going.
On the original schedule, the Braves won't have another game till this weekend. However, there might be a game or two added because of some of the rainouts. 3-2 pitch, runner takes off, and Thompson fouls one back over the shed behind the first base bag. So Nicholas will have to come back to first. The count will stay 3-2.
That's the rule. If you run them once on 3-2 and none out, you run them twice on 3-2 and none out.
3-2. Play.
Set by Durkitz. There goes the runner.
Ball.
Pitch is high for ball 4.
Time.
Back-to-back walks issued by Durkitz, and now Jeff Urchin is going to come out and talk to his young right-hander. 2 on, nobody out for the Royals. Jeff Urchin wants to keep this a 4-run game.
It's one of those team conferences. Too, Chris, and remember with the with the limited numbers, a lot of these guys will simply switch positions on a pitcher change.
Sully's coming over to talk to Bob Surfos. Sully's a pretty good hitter, so you wouldn't think he's bunting, but you get 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, remember he managed last year, so maybe he's going to have some managerial strategy at the same time. There you go, break up the conference.
Got to be nice having Sully out there who has experience as we start to see some bullpen action for Berlinsville. You don't get charged a trip to the mound by having Sully come out and talk to your pitcher. Warming up for Berlinsville is Evan Dwyer, right-hander from Liberty High School, his first year in the Blue Mountain League. Sully is around a bunt.
A good one.
Both corner infielders stay put. Nice pickup and throw over by Durkitz. Sacrifice, though, is successful. Nicholas to third, Thompson to second. And with 1 out, that will bring up Jake Griesemer.
The way they ride it up. Boy, he chokes up very much. Deadens the ball at the same time. He levels it. Puts it in the perfect spot. First baseman gets back, so it's 1-3.
That's where that team concept really comes into play. Sully certainly can swing the bat, but gives himself up there, moves the runners along. Now runners at second and third. The corner infielders are in a few steps.
Ball.
And the first pitch to Griesemer misses for a ball. Still playing back at the second base and shortstop positions behind the baseline. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled. Down the first base side, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Out and long.
Griesemer singled to center. Stole a base and came around to score on a hit by Mike Dickey his last time.
1-1. Play.
Showed us a little speed. Stolen base easily and scored from second on a single easily.
The 1-1 pitch. Change up.
Same direction.
Foul. Was playable briefly, but the ball didn't hang up there long enough for Phil Lickman to come over and make a play on it. So the count now 1-2 on Griesemer, excuse me. Also struck out back in the second inning.
1 ball. 2 strikes.
Strikeouts minimal tonight, Chris.
Just 2 so far by Durkitz, 1 called. 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled third base side. Last year, Durkitz had 60 strikeouts. Pitching over at Northampton. Joined the Braves in their first season of Blue Mountain League play.
Play.
Runners at second and third, 1 out, the 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of that right into the bleachers. And some of the spectators smartly bailing. No reason to be brave. Some of the crew almost got hit during batting practice on the third base side.
When they get hit with a ball, they take it and run. Goes in a trunk.
1-2 pitch again. Just misses.
By the
2
way,
balls.
do you
2
still have
strikes.
that ball in the trunk that I gave you? That trophy?
I
memento?
hold on to it. Of course. I want you to sign
Wasn't
it, but
that
I can't
nice of me?
afford you.
That was nice of me. Pitch 90, Chris. Oh, good fake here at third.
Grounder fouled on the third base side. And
Mark
Nicholas was dancing off the third.
For a second there, I thought squeeze.
Certainly might have caught the attention of Durkitz, but he kept his composure, got a pitch over.
2-strike squeeze would have been something.
Now, I know you're going to hit me for mentioning another Phillies player, but Chase Utley, if you ever watch him at third base, he loves to try to get pitchers' attention when he dances off the third base.
Oh, hey, that's an art. That's a lost art, unfortunately.
I mean, he's waving his arms, running back and forth. 2-2 pitch. Looped into shallow right field. It will fall for a base hit. Coming in to score will be Nicholas. Throw comes all the way through, and that will allow Grissom to move up to second base after getting an RBI hit. And it's now a 5-0 Royals lead.
Time.
Second RBI.
You guys talked about the little things earlier, and again, this ball was not cut off, and it allows another runner to get into scoring position.
Yeah, throw from the outfielder elected to come home right here. No cutoff in sight. Griezmann to second.
First hit by Hellertown this inning. Their 5th run of the ball game.
Get that, Jeff? Okay. Here we go.
And now Hellertown looks like they're going to be utilizing a pinch hitter.
Play.
Number 23 is Nick Bowen.
Pitcher.
Strike!
Bowen takes one over for strike 1. Bowen so far 0 for 4 on the season. Pinch hitting for Mike Dickey. Chopper to shortstop. Throw across is in time. Run comes in to score. And it's now a 6-0 ball game. And Bowen pinch hitting for
Time.
Greg Angelo, the pinch hitter. But Bowen gets an RBI. And he's retired at first for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now your infield's up. You're going to make that play. Ooh.
Could have had a play on the runner going right in front of him.
Elected to take the sure one.
Play.
An RBI for Bowen, a run across, 2 outs. And now Mike Dickey will step in the batter's box. Runner at third.
Ball.
And Hellertown now leading by 5-0 score.
There was a vote for your infield up play, Chris.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dickey. So 2 runs in this inning. 3 were scored in the 4th inning. 1 back in the 3rd. One pitch, fouled right at the plate. Jeff Urchin also may want to make a call here with 1 more inning possibly to play. Hellertown, the home team, of course. Does he want to rest Durkitz for that final inning? Maybe bring him back a day earlier if possible. Young pitcher warming up in the bullpen. 1-2 pitch. Chopped up the middle. Pritchard fields it. Throw over is strong and in time to retire Dickey. And the side is retired, but the Royals tack on 2 more runs. 1 hit in the inning. And 1 left on base. After 5 full innings of play, Hellertown leads 6-0. In control with a 6-0 lead as the Braves bat here in the top of the 6th. Eric Kresge, Chad Solomon, and Greg Chrisman scheduled to bat for Berlinsville. Came in 0-14 on the season. Right now they're looking to get a rally started and trying to get back in this ball game.
Not the easiest guy, Chris, to get a rally started against. Ryan Amy has been around a long, long time. He knows all he needs to do right now is throw strikes.
He gets the first one over for strike 1. Kresge grounded out to shortstop his last time up. A little humpback line drive to the second baseman his first time up, and Amy's quickly out in front, 0-2 on Kresge.
They have 4 hits off Amy, but only 2 of them were solid base hits. The other 2 were, one an infield nubber, really more of a mental error than a base hit, and the other one just a little soft line drive over the second baseman's head.
And a called 3rd strike on Kresge. He is retired. Just the first called strikeout by Amy tonight. And one down here at the top of the 6th.
This is his 5th strikeout of the ball game, and he just freezes Kresge. He throws that little slider. Kresge got all locked up.
Chad Solomon hit one down the first base side. That led off the 4th inning. Braves couldn't advance him past second after a bunt. Braves have gotten 6 base runners on through the first 4 innings. And then Charlie Cuchero was erased trying to extend a single into a double the last half inning.
Ball.
Yeah, actually 7. They got erased on a double play in the 2nd to eliminate another base runner. So, Chris, they've made some mental errors. You know, the things that cause you to be 0-14. They've had a couple of errors, at least one error in the ball game. And like you said, that running mistake when you're down by at that time, what, 3-0 score, 4-0 score? Try to stretch a single into a double.
And that one error gave Hellertown its first lead back in the 3rd inning. 3-base throwing error.
Strike.
That pitch is over. 3 balls and 1 strike to Solomon.
Amy doesn't want to throw a walk here. He's only had 2 all season. He's had 1 here tonight. That was his 3rd. He doesn't want to match his season total.
Strike.
And Solomon was trying to scrunch down a little bit and get the call, but to no avail. 3 balls and 2 strikes now, the count.
Ball.
75 pitches so far thrown by Ryan Amy. Wind in the 3-2, foul back over the screen. Hellertown's next ball game is against the Royals at Lehigh University on Thursday.
Ball.
Now, wait a minute. Hellertown is the Royals.
Play.
Excuse me, against the Reds. And a strike 3 called on Solomon. 2 straight strikeouts thrown by Amy. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Greg Chrisman. Yes, the Royals and Reds will play at Lehigh on Thursday.
Take a look at this pitch. The 2nd strikeout of the inning. You know, fell behind 3-0 and came right back with 3 good pitches. And that one kind of sunk a little bit of a sinker.
Hellertown then hosts the Northampton Giants on Friday. Chrisman swings and fouls 1 out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Chrisman, who sacrificed his last time up.
Easton, the hottest team in the league, Chris. They've won 6 straight games. Hellertown right now just on a 1-game winning streak, trying to make it 2. And with the schedule they've got coming up, they have a good shot of putting together a nice little winning streak.
Chrisman went after a pitch upstairs. Now he's in the hole, 0-2, and Ryan Amy could have his quickest inning of the night. He shakes off Johnson. Now he's ready. 0-2 pitch.
Ball.
Breaking ball missed. Took something off that. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Chrisman.
Roger Van Howe has really kept him honest, Chris. There's been a lot of pitches that have been just off the plate, and he's called them all balls.
Little squibber rolls foul down the first base side. Talked to a couple of the Berlinsville players, and we mentioned this is a very young team. And of the players I talked to, none of them said they ever had faced Ryan Amy before.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Probably don't want to face him anytime soon.
Play.
Good hard sliders. Been effective getting that over.
He doesn't normally increase your batting average.
1-2 pitch. Slider swung on and missed. 3 straight strikeouts by Ryan Amy here in the 6th inning. No one touched the baseball in fair play. And a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, none left on base. Through 5 1/2, Hellertown leads Berlinsville 6-0. And we'd like to thank Swindy's, one of the great sponsors. Been lacing gloves for over 20 years, looking to make you their next customer. Some of their current customers include Ron Pumpkin Miller of the Blue Mountain Starters Orioles, Brian and Rianne Ruff of Ruff Sports, and Tom Swindy, the proprietor, lives in the Northampton area. Very familiar with Lehigh Valley baseball fans everywhere. To give them a call for more information, number 610-261-3640. And you can also look him up. His address is 264 East 9th Street in Northampton. Tom Swindy with Relace Gloves.
We have a new catcher for Berlinsville, Chris. It's Paul Marzella, who wears number 16. He's a Liberty High School product. So Paul Marzella behind the dish.
And if it is a straight change, he'll be leading off the top of the 7th inning for Berlinsville. Jonathan Durkitz was cruising along through 3 innings, allowed just 1 unearned run. And then allowed 3 runs and 4 hits in the 4th, a couple more runs on 1 hit in the 5th after he walked the first 2 batters.
Last one.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched a bad ball game by any stretch.
And he will be on to start the 6th inning. No one up now in the Berlinsville bullpen. Had bullpen action in the last inning. Looks like it is Durkitz's game to try to finish.
Wentz for
So
Johnson.
for Hellertown, they'll let off with Alex Johnson, the catcher. And he'll be followed by Logan Winchester and Ian Burley here in the bottom of the 6th. Johnson singled and knocked in a run his last time up. He was also called out on strikes. Wind up by Durkitz, and the first pitch over for strike 1. And
Pitch hitter here, Chris, says it's number 22, and that's Ron Wentz. Ron Wentz in there to bat.
0-1 pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Wentz.
Wentz on the season batting 125 with just a 1 for 8.
Strike.
That pitch a called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
1-2.
Thought Coach Tracy was going to pass along all the substitutions, but he's still chasing after his grandson.
Ball.
That pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He forgets about us when he's not on the air.
2-2 pitch bounces up there. 3-2. I actually heard from Mary that he's picking up a new hobby.
Well, I wouldn't even use the word new. He doesn't have any others.
It has been a few. It's been a few months. He's working on doing his own laundry, I'm told. He's actually improving, according to Mary. Once he figured out how to turn the machine on,
2.
he's improved at a much greater pace.
He's been telling me he's been doing his own laundry for years.
Ball.
That pitch upstairs gets away, and Wentz will move down to first base. Marzella, the new catcher, has to hustle after that because that ball hit the meshing back behind home plate. And so Wentz on at first base, a leadoff single.
2 walks last inning spelled 2 runs as both of the walks came around to score. So certainly not the way Jonathan Durkitz. He just wanted to get out there, get 3 outs, and see what his team could do.
4th straight inning, and the leadoff base runner has gotten on base. Logan Winchester takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Logan singled back in the 4th inning. His last time up, knocked in a run. Durkitz so far 103 pitches thrown.
Ball.
That pitch misses. 2 balls and no strikes to Winchester. Ian Burley waiting on deck.
Ball.
That pitch misses. 3 balls and no strikes.
Really struggling right now. Struggled last inning, struggling again. Bullpen quiet now, but certainly a long time warming up. Last inning was Liberty's Evan Dwyer.
Winchester looked at the first strike one. See if he can look for a pitch to groove here. He gets a healthy cut at it, fouls it down the third base side and out of play.
Logan's pretty much a perfectionist, though, as a baseball player, and he's going to be a little upset with himself. He went after ball 4 there, and he knows it. You just see it in his body language. That ball was high. Logan's had a few good seasons already at Lehigh. Notre Dame high school product. This kid can play baseball.
3-2.
Came in hitting over 400, fourth in the league.
Play.
Actually, in 3 of our 4 scheduled Blue Mountain League games, we have now seen the team featuring the highest batting average in the Blue Mountain League. Flip to second, there's 1. That's all they'll get. Winchester with good speed, safe at first on a fielder's choice. Of course, we've also been the curse. P.J. Yoder was batting close to 600 when we saw him. His batting average has dropped 200 points since. Mark Angelo, though, who currently leads the league in batting average, won't drop because he's now with the Mariners.
Sean Beers with the easy flip over to Cody Ruff. Figured he had no play at first base, kind of a slow developing play. Chris and I will be back with you next Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, Limeport at Blue Mountain.
Ground ball to Beers, flips to second again to first, and they get the double play to retire the side. So for the Royals in the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, and none left on base. Dick Tracy's back from doing his laundry. He'll join Gary for the final 7th inning. After 6 full, Hellertown leads 6-0.
Hellertown has made some changes themselves as Ron Wentz has gone to first base. So he replaces Nicholas. And it looks like Nicholas is going behind home plate.
Yeah, Nicholas behind the dish, Gary.
So Mark Nicholas will catch here in the 7th. You see Chris Sewell still there, and Jake Griesemer still there. Winchester and Burley and Kevin Thompson. So everybody else is where they belong. Mark Nicholas has moved behind the dish. And here we get a look at Paul Marzella stepping in for the first time in the ball game. He caught the last inning. Through 11 games, he's batting .333 on the season. 5 base hits. He has a couple of doubles. RBI and a run scored. Good swing as he gets his first look at Ryan Amy, who's working on a shutout. And once again, thanks to Chris Michael, doing a terrific job taking us through the middle innings. And we welcome Dick back to the microphone. Glad you're with us tonight. Blue Mountain League Baseball every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Next week, Limeport at Blue Mountain. Dick's going to see the Yankees at New Yankee Stadium. Ground ball down to Griesemer. And that's going to be an error. Good catch by Wentz, but the throw was wide. So that'll be an error on the shortstop. That's the 2nd error of the ball game against the Royals.
This just looks like it takes off, Gary. Plenty of time, really.
Yeah, that was pretty much a routine play. I think Jake made it look a little more difficult. I think he waited to throw that bullet.
Broke Amy's string of 7 consecutive outs.
Foul back as Sewell again with a long run, and Chris slides to try to get it, and it'll just be a foul strike. Lichtman on the night is 0 for 1 with a walk. It's an uphill battle here for Berlinsville. They're down by a 6-0 score, trying to win their first game of the season.
Play. Ball.
Inside. 1-1. Boy, Amy keeps you alert. He's hit a couple of guys tonight, and he's been close to a few others.
I wonder if Griesemer got banged up there in that bang-bang play at second base, that double play.
Yeah, he was not scheduled to start at short. Krenovinsky was supposed to be there, but again,
2-1.
a no-show. And Jake's done a nice job at shortstop. 2-1 now to Lichtman before that error.
Ball.
And it's 3-1. One thing certainly Ryan doesn't want to do is give anybody a free pass. This is the old let it hit 'em time. Up 6-0. Let your fielders do the work. The 3-1. That one punched out in the right. Kevin Thompson has a beat on it. He'll put it away. Out number 1.
Sounded like good wood, but right at him ball.
And Dick's not making a mistake. It is wood in the Blue Mountain League. Not metal, not the aluminum. There you go. A look at Kevin Thompson. Here's Sean Beers. He played shortstop last inning. So he just filled in Pritchard's spot in the batting order.
Ball.
Ball one. Sean Beers on the season, 125. One base hit. Double play ball. Amy turns. Griesemer over to first base. That's the easy way to end a ball game. 1-6-3. And that finishes out Berlinsville as the Braves go down to their 15th loss of the year. But it's a ball club that is very, very young. They're learning the game. And I guarantee you they're going to get themselves a win or two before this season comes to a close. Not too easy, however, when you go up against Ryan Amy. And Ryan Amy with a terrifically pitched game tonight as his ball club set them down. The final tally, no runs, 4 hits. Berlinsville committed 1 error in the ball game. And they left 6 runners on base. For Hellertown, 6 runs on 7 hits. They committed 2 errors, but they ended up being, as you can tell, very harmless errors. Our Blue Mountain League player of the game presented to you by Starters, Starters Riverport, Starters Clubhouse, and Starters Pub. All of them with great food, great service, great supporters of the Blue Mountain League. Who else could it be tonight than Ryan Amy? He has now won 33 of his last 38 decisions. Ryan Amy goes to 4-0 in the Blue Mountain League. He reduces that 1.56 ERA as he gave up no runs in this ball game. He struck out 7 and he walked just 1 as he gave up 4 hits. Ryan Amy is our Blue Mountain League Starters player of the game. There you have it. Final score, the Royals 6, Berlinsville nothing. My thanks to Dick Tracy, to Chris Michael, to the RCN television team, headed up by Chris Zaya. Did a terrific job tonight. So congratulations to Chris doing his first baseball game as a director. Had a number of firsts in the last year or so, and he's done all of them extremely well. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it your way. Next week, we will be at Blue Mountain Limeport taking on Blue Mountain. We'll have that ball game for you next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. For all of us, I'm Gary Laubach. Thanks so much for watching. Good night, everybody.